everybody, and welcome to this episode of Earthside?
Earthside
Reverie, thank you. Where we are doing stuff and things, because that's what we do, and things and stuff. I am here. I am your co-host, Optipops, and over here is my other co-host, Xavier, and gold-bricking somewhere in the universe is Mike Murphy. We don't know where he went. He just didn't show up for work today. What? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, you pay a man a good wage to do nothing, and he doesn't show up for work. I don't get this. What's going on? Can you tell me something that's going on? Like, because we all came into work, this morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to take a break, and
I never cared for that Mike Murphy character, TBH. He was always looking kind of shifty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text him right now. Say that to his face.
Yeah, tell him to give him what for. Tell him what's up. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what's going on today, buddy?
Oh, yeah, started off really hard. Yeah, what's going on, big guy?
Ooh, he's responding.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
what's wrong?
hey guys, thanks for letting me have the day off. I know I put it in a couple of weeks in advance, but I want to thank you again. It's Clark's birthday today, and he just finished watching The Karate Kid last night, and he really liked it a lot. Tell Clark happy birthday from us, and we're really glad that he liked The Karate Kid.
Yeah, by the way, Mike Murphy's great. He's awesome.
Mike Murphy's awesome. Mike Murphy will come get you out of jail at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
He hasn't had to yet, but we know he would.
He would do it. Great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah. Great family. Great son.
Great family.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Clark.
Happy birthday. And I'm glad you enjoyed the class. And I hope you realize that Daniel is supposed to be the good guy. There's some theories out there that Daniel's actually the bully.
Daniel's the good guy. It's just that when you think about it too hard, there's a lot of information that Daniel didn't have that maybe if Daniel did have, things would have gone a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also the 80s, and people were very much a we'll fight first and sort it out later attitude.
Yeah. I mean, that was like, basically the Gen X generation, and they were still following that baby boomer generation. It's like, we'll fight first, have drinks later.
I'm going to kick your ass till you're my best friend. We'll see about that.
And the next thing you know, they're hanging out at the bar. It's like, yeah. I showed you. You sure did.
All right, so where are we today?
We are in the area of New Mombasa, on the space elevator, and for some reason, with all the wondrous things that we could be servicing and working on, we are currently in a McDonald's working on the shake machine. Now, I have a problem. I told you two things when we started this business. One, no contracting out to megacorps. And two, no time traveling. All right. Well, I think we got the link reestablished. Somebody looking at the Golden Arches cut our feed when I started talking about megacorporations.
This is bullshit. I'm fucking pissed. We're going on break.
Yeah, break time. Yep, I don't care about this machine anymore.
It's just a fucking shake machine.
Especially when, they've got to fix the shake machine at McDonald's in New Mombasa on the space elevator. You would think in the future that McDonald's would have been gone, but I guess, some corpos you'll never get rid of.
Yeah, fucking Demolition Man lied. Fucking, franchise wars, only all restaurants are Taco Bell, my ass.
Yeah, there's no way Taco Bell would beat McDonald's. I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
Taco Bell can't afford to finance a private army. McD's can.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, true. At the end of the day, it would be like, what? McDonald's, Burger King,
KFC.
KFC. Well, KFC and Taco Bell owned by the same company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So combined might, maybe,
Yeah.
There's tenuous alliances as they were.
Because
and I'm kind of pissed off because I've learned a secret. I didn't tell you this before the cut feed. So I got that panel off of the shake machine.
me the one with the 6 screws with all the weird fucking screw head shapes.
Yeah, where I had to get a different screw head for each one.
Yeah, that fucking thing was bullshit.
And you know how you got this big guide to give us to how to fix the shake machine?
Yeah, that thing that we didn't look at.
Of course. I open it up and there's literally all there is a switch. One says work and one says don't work. And it was set to don't work. And by the way, it was spelled WERK.
You're making that up.
Go look.
Show me.
Right over here. Look.
What the fuck?
Right?
The letters aren't even even. Did a fucking grade schooler write this?
Probably. Or a McDonald's employee. Got him.
Yeah.
So that literally tells me that what we suspected all along. They turned the machine off when they just don't want to make ice cream.
We all knew.
We all knew. Now we have proof.
But then, my grandma worked for McDonald's for years, and she knew how to fix the shake machine. She knew how to take it apart and clean it and make that thing sing. The shake machine always worked at her store.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? She was probably fooled all these years. All she had to do was flip the switch.
Man, that's rough.
Your poor grandmother.
Then again,
I can't believe it.
maybe she turned it off to clean it.
I mean, maybe. That's a better explanation than what we got right currently.
Mm.
Now we're running out of steam, so let's find something else to.
You know what else is running out of steam? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1, which is what is it, the third reboot?
Third reboot in what, 10 years?
Yeah. And in doing this reboot, we have, to give a little background, Liu Kang got the power to rewrite time and rewrote time the way he wanted to rewrite time.
Let's back up a little bit, because technically every Mortal Kombat game is in canon with every other Mortal Kombat game. So Liu Kang dies at the end of Deadly Alliance. And it's like his final story. He's been the hero of Mortal Kombat. That's like Mortal Kombat 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Then they come back as MK10. I think
MK9.
Okay, MK9.
MK9 is when they did it. Yeah.
Raiden realizes that everything is all fucked up because Liu Kang is dead. And that he goes back in time and tries to restart everything and change events to get a more desirable future. And as a result, some people who weren't cyborgs become cyborgs. Some people that were cyborgs aren't cyborgs anymore. But also, he has to get the crew to get the gang together again and do Mortal Kombat stuff. But then there's another reboot when they skip the timeline. Skip down 20 years down the line.
Yep.
And that ends also with time travel shenanigans where Raiden gives up his godhood, gives it to Liu Kang. And then Liu Kang time travels and does stuff, and now here we are, a new timeline where Liu Kang, who's been God all along, has created a new universe where Mortal Kombat is a friendly competition held between Earth and Outrealm, just to secure friendship. It's like it's 3 rounds, and then they have a big party.
Friendship is magic.
Yeah. This is literally like Mortal Kombat and friends.
Yeah. And then we invite more friends.
Yeah.
In the form of guest characters and DLC. where we're going to get to now, because they already had the first season of DLC come out, which had I know the big ones were like Peacemaker, Homelander, Omni-Man, a few others. I know they brought some returning characters back and whatnot.
Like Homelander and Omni-Man is kind of bullshit because they could walk through the entire fucking roster, like technically speaking.
Oh yeah.
But then again, DC versus Mortal Kombat is still considered canon to their story, and they fought Superman.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And then, so now we have what is now. This was announced at I believe it was San Diego Comic-Con, where we have the new expansion pack. See, that's the new thing. Well, I think Mortal Kombat's been doing that for a little bit. Like they have expansion packs instead of just adding DLC characters and expanding the storyline around it.
Uh-huh.
Now they just do expansion packs, but they can charge you another $60. Which, by the way, that's what it's going to cost, $60. And in doing so, they also added, they're going to add new DLC characters. And you have, get to the, returning characters from Mortal Kombat, you have Cyrax and Sector, who are now women, and they're not cyborgs. They just wear suits that make them look cool. I think Liu Kang has a thing.
I didn't know this character very well, so can't really remake them, as they were or they could have been. So spin the wheel, girls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Noob Saibot is returning. And then we got, for guest characters, we have Ghostface from Scream.
What?
Yeah.
That must have been
Don't let that linger. So what?
Yeah, it must have been like the cheapest fighter license they purchased.
Yeah, Ghostface from Scream. The T-1000 from Terminator.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's based on,
Robert Patrick.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is he voicing
Robert Patrick. Patrick will be reprising his role.
Yes!
So, yeah. That's cool. And then, of course, the one that I noticed right off the bat, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. Wait, what does Conan look like?
Oh, he's based on Arnold.
Yes!
So he looks like Arnold. But he's gonna be a sound-alike like the T-800 was in MK11, I believe it was.
It's gonna be the same guy.
Pretty much. Just can't get Arnold in that voice booth, can they?
Yes. I love how the ending of the last 3 to 4 Mortal Kombat games are all shit we fucked up.
Yeah. What I find really funny about the Mortal Kombat is, everything's based around Liu Kang. And when Liu Kang is literally one of their least popular characters because everybody hates him.
Well, Liu Kang was a lot more popular in the 90s and the early 2000s, but that's because the movie was fucking awesome, and everyone loves the fucking bicycle kick sequence where he fights Reptile. Everyone loves that. Hell, that fight with Reptile is just so fucking good.
I'd say that was the best fight.
Oh, yeah. There are, from a fight choreography perspective, it's not the most impressive fight I've ever seen. It's not the greatest fight I've ever seen. However, the way it's framed, the way it's shot, the musical, accompaniment, everything is fucking perfect. It's just, all of a sudden, narrator's like, Reptile, and then the music kicks in, and they just immediately just go right into it. And they're fighting at the exact same pace as the music, and, ooh, it's just so good.
Yeah. I would say I that's the one thing I gave props to Mortal Kombat, at least the first one, was I thought they had good choreography. Like, this is how a martial arts fight might be. a fight to the death. You know what I mean? Like, and there was a lot of feeling it out. You notice I was at the beginning of these fights. There was like some feeling out phase. It's like, all right, I'll see what you can do now. Now I'm going to take it serious.
Somebody gets knocked down, like, okay, now I'm pissed. And then we get serious, and the music picks up the tempo, and it's like, we're getting to the end of the song now, so we got to wrap this up.
We only got like 4 minutes.
I would say.
Which, by the way, that soundtrack was banging.
Oh, absolutely.
That's it.
I would go so far as to say that Mortal Kombat, the movie, kind of pioneered what we would eventually come to know as like the spectacle fight, wherein everything you're seeing from the visuals to the music to accompaniment to the sound effects to everything is going to enhance this fight to make this fight better.
Yes.
Like Monty Ohm was like, he got famous doing the fucking spectacle fights. And eventually he had his fucking spectacle fight anime series that Rooster Teeth ran into the ground. Because he just wanted to make cool fights, and he didn't care what allegedly, he didn't care what the story was about. He just wanted a story that let him do cool fights, and so they phoned it in. And after his
basically, it was like, so we got this guy idea for some storyline and exposition. Boring. When do we get to the fights? Right?
Yeah, my understanding is that, it wasn't exactly that dismissive. All he wanted to do was animate cool fights. Give me some cool situations to have these characters fight. Like, I'll design cool characters, I'll design cool situations for them, or fights for them. Your job is to make a story where these fights happen.
Yeah.
And that's not a terrible thing. Like, the man's like, the story's not my strong suit, but I can, tell a story with a fight.
Yeah.
Just figure out how we get here. And I'll admit that the spectral fight, the anime series, Ruby, had potential in the beginning. They just it had a very weak world build in the very beginning, and it didn't. While they tried to improve it later on, it never really got that much better, especially after Amani passed.
Didn't click. Yeah.
Yeah. The soundtrack was always good. I bought all the soundtracks up until like season 6 when I kind of stopped caring.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what's going on with Mortal Kombat. Like I said, I think what bothers me is just I can see doing like new DLC. That's fine. That's whatever. But we got to add to the storyline. And by the way, you got to pay for that. And it's going to be the same price as the full game.
The storyline, which if I remember correctly, was technically unfinished at the end of the game.
What happened is they had done the whole. You remember in not Deadly Alliance, with the last one in that little series. It was like Deadly Alliance. Then, gosh, I can't remember.
Shaolin Monks.
No. That was the. What do you call it? The
about Kung Lao and somebody else.
Yeah, let me see. I'll find out. Man, that game was on Game Boy Advance, really? Okay.
Good thing we're on break.
Yeah, we can do these. What you call it? Do these researches while we're in the middle of doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so there was Deadly Alliance, then there was... Can you give me a... Wikipedia's not helping me out. Usually they do like a whole thing like preceded by, and... I guess they only do that for presidents. There's Deception. That's the 6th game. And then... came after that? Armageddon. That's the one I'm thinking about. Armageddon. So, remember at the end of that game, they had like the big stair fight?
Yeah.
We Yeah, everybody's running up the stairs and beating the shit out of each other so we can claim the power, which is like, I forgot, what was the name of the guy? He's like, he was the fire guy.
I don't remember, but I know that eventually Liu Kang took that power and became the god of fire.
Yeah. Blaze, that was the name of the element. It was an elemental. We got to claim the Blaze power and all that stuff. And then that's when when we rolled into Mortal Kombat 9, that's when Raiden said, "Oh shit, we need to reset the timeline."
Oh no, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Raiden, you're a god. You're supposed to be all knowing. Yeah, and I fucked up. I know.
I think that's when because in that timeline, Shao Kahn claimed the power. And
because everyone was distracted by the stair fight.
Yeah. So after that, of course, we had at this point now we've had 3 other games that no longer matter.
Yeah.
And then in Mortal Kombat 1, which is a misnomer, but anyway, they basically Liu Kang started going through the multiverse and finding other realities, like one where Raiden was still the Elder God. Yeah. One where Katana was the Elder God, Elder Goddess and all that stuff. So you find it. So basically they did the stair fight again, and this time it was defeat the bad guys that were also in the multiverse, because at the end of Mortal Kombat 11. One of the big fights was, Liu Kang and Shang Tsung finally having their final battle, right? And when Liu Kang absorbed the, power of the fire, to be the fire god, and then he started bunking around with time. Well, it turns out that in doing so, he created another Shang Tsung that could go through, also do the same thing he was doing. So while Liu Kang created his own universe, Shang Tsung created his own universe.
Yeah, because in Liu Kang's universe, all the villains would still occur, but he made it so that they would never become as powerful as they were. Shang Tsung in his universe is like a bumbling oaf.
Yeah. Yeah, because Liu Kang mucked around with stuff. Shang Tsung was a bumbling oaf. Shao Kahn is just General Khan or General Shao or whatever. He's still there and he's still evil, but he's under a thumb. You know what I mean? I'm not letting you do shit, kind of thing. Everybody's ugly, by the way. Just a reminder.
Yeah, Sindel is still the queen of Outrealm, but she's a strong woman now, so she can't ever be mind controlled or dominated by Shao Kahn. Yeah.
But then Melina becomes the queen for some reason, but she has the Baraka virus. By the way, it's a virus now. It's not just a race.
Yep. They're like lepers. You don't get better from it.
Yeah. So she has bouts where she's that's why she started wearing a mask, because they made her. She wasn't just a clone created, for Katana. Now she actually was a child of Sindel. Like I said, they're all ugly, and I mean that. The models are terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, they really are. The story isn't that great either. To be honest,
oh yeah,
it didn't start feeling like Mortal Kombat until the last hour.
Yeah, where they did the stair fight.
They go into Shang Tsung and I think Sub-Zero and some other people's secret base. And Smoke is there, and Smoke is tired of being left behind. If I remember this correctly, because it's been a while, and I did not care for it at all, so I have not committed most of it to memory. The inside of this place actually looked like a traditional Mortal Kombat stage. It looked like, a place where people are being tortured and in pain.
Yeah.
I'm like, this place is the most Mortal Kombat thing I've seen the entire fucking game. Every other place is just a place. It's, fights in Outworld or Outrealm or whatever the fuck. It kind of looks like you're fighting on fucking Naboo.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, or some like backwaters planet, somewhere in some other sci-fi universe that like is mostly jungle. It's like, why are we here? Like, even the fucking haunted forest, looks so out of place. It looks more like the fucking forest of the Ents in Lord of the Rings. It's not until somebody comes out and starts draining the souls from the trees that it starts to look like it's supposed to.
Gotcha.
I'm like,
so, and by the way, Raiden he's just a dude in that universe.
Yeah. Liu Kang wanted him there in case he needed him, and he gave him a special item that gives him limited lightning powers. But
he's not the Thunder God.
He's not going to be the Thunder God. I guess this was in case he ever needed backup, but Raiden didn't want to be a god anymore. Because Raiden realized, that him being a god and trying to meddle with shit is what caused all that problem. So he gave it to Liu Kang and told him to go, here, meddle with shit, fuck stuff up.
Here,
it's your turn.
Go nuts, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he went a little too nuts, right? Like,
take this, do a crime.
Yeah. What was one of the things? The ending scene right before they showed there's still bad guys out there. At this ending scene where Luke, Raiden, Kung Lao, and whoever are hanging out at the bar they used to hang out at, right? And then Liu Kang you guys have fun, and it just shows him walking away. Walking away like a normal dude. I'm like, you're a god, just disappear. Or teleport or something. What are you doing?
Right, because Liu Kang had locked away the multiverse power, so he could just be a regular god. Yeah. But he kept it somewhere in case he ever needed it again, because he wasn't stupid. However, if he takes it back, he can't get rid of it ever again.
Right.
Which that's fucking stupid. If I could pick it up and get rid of it, I can get rid of it anytime I want.
Right. Yeah, I'll just hide it again. Right.
Yeah. So now, Liu Kang's hanging out with them, now being a multiverse tier god is, like a bad thing. Well,
it's kind of like I've heard that it's a term that I just came up with actually just a minute ago. God locking, where a god they have infinite power kind of thing, but they lock most of it away so they're not too powerful. It
would be very inconvenient for the plot if I was too powerful right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could be, you decide you finally want to fight for your realm, and then you wear booty shorts, and I'm talking about Mortal Kombat Annihilation, if you're not... You remember that, don't you? That was terrible. And for one, you didn't bring back Christopher Lambert, to play Raiden, right? And two, his fighting outfit, he's literally wearing booty shorts.
Chris, we need you to put these shorts on. I don't think so.
Yeah. What's really hilarious about that? They were, trying to say, well, you're contractually obligated. Don't do it. Why not? He's a Highlander. Oh, shit.
Did you ever see the Christopher Lambert version of Beowulf?
No, actually.
Okay, so it's a little bit based more off the original stuff, like the first part of the story, where he goes to fight the Grendel. Which is perfectly fine, except it's all weirdly steampunk and mechanical.
Yeah.
And they treat Beowulf like he's a fucking Witcher.
Oh, God.
He comes in, I think he had white hair. He's got this fucking sword with a fucking gear on it. And
now the question is, I have to ask, does he fight the Grendel naked?
No. I don't believe he did, which is unfortunate, because that was the most baller ass thing Beowulf ever did.
Naked and with no weapons, right?
Yeah. So it'll be a fair fight.
Yeah.
and beat the shit out of him and just beat him with raw grip strength.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I want to see this now. We need to find this. I want to watch Christopher Lambert Beowulf.
I don't remember the movie like being good or fun because it's been a long time. It's like very. This might have been like a sci-fi Pictures original movie. Dear.
It might have been, but
we'll get Mike Murphy and see if Clark wants to watch it with us. And once again, happy birthday, Clark.
Happy birthday, Clark. Let's see. Sure.
I think Mike Murphy will like it.
Yeah. Let's see. It came out in 1999. Man, it looks suspiciously like just a sequel to The Highlander.
Yeah, his fucking sword should be in the box art with the fucking gears on it.
Yeah. He's got white hair, so it's like there's like let's just pick and choose some elements from his other characters and
Hold on, when did the first Witcher book come out?
When did the first what come out? Yeah.
When did the first Witcher book come out?
Oh, let's see. I can see a very kind of steampunkish like they were trying to do steampunk and Mad Max at the same time.
Yeah.
Alright. Sure. Okay, let's see. First released 93. No, 92. Excuse me. 1992. So
that means that this movie may have been like, look, we wanted to make the Witcher, but the author wouldn't sell us to the rights at a bargain.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do it. Let's get an overview of this. It's funny because I called it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on. I gotta send you this cover. Because I'm sorry, this is screaming Highlander. Hold on.
I'll make sure this shows up on the YouTube version.
Pop this in this part of the recording. Pop this on the screen because holy crap! Oh shit! They didn't say. Hold on. Let me get it. Where'd you go? No. There it is. All right. Hold on. Can I do this? I can't do that. Sorry, I'm learning new technology, apparently. I have to download shit. All right, here we go. You ready? All right, there it is.
Machine, but you can't send a photo.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, God, it's in French.
That's not a Highlander movie at all.
I mean, that was like, look at all that shit they put on that sword.
What the fuck is going on here?
Right? This is not a functioning sword. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
Bro, this is the store you buy at that fucking weapons store in the mall that sells the novelty shit.
Yeah.
Novelty fantasy
Let's see
sword.
here.
You can't possibly hold it, but it looks badass.
I like. Look at this. It's like an American science fantasy action film, loosely based on the Old English poem Beowulf. No kidding.
How loosely? Well, there's a guy named Beowulf in it, and he's there to fight a monster. The end.
Oh my God, we called it. Takes place in a post-apocalyptic techno-feudal future that owes more to Mad Max than Beowulf. While the film remained fairly true to the story of the original poem, other plot elements deviate from the original poem. Hrothgar has an affair with Grendel's mother, and they have a child together, Grendel, and Hrothgar's wife commits suicide. Like, you did what? That film had a $20 million budget?
Christopher Lambert doesn't come cheap. Like, most of that budget probably went to paying him because this The set design on that movie. Or renting the locations, maybe, because I think they filmed like in an actual castle location. And then they just built like a couple of rooms in a hallway and then just kept, reusing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. But looking back at it, this is very much like, what if Christopher Lambert played The Witcher?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah, like I said, it's just like, Christopher Lambert's Beowulf. Oh, Rona Mitra was in it. She was hot. I mean, she still kind of is. She's only 47. It's just funny that like you're saying. I see some of these people like, yeah, these are 90s actors. Wait a minute, Charles Robin. That can't. No, dude, Mac was in this fucking movie. Mac from Night Court.
Nice.
He was the weapon master. Oh yeah, we got to watch this movie. Gotta find a copy of it somewhere. It's somewhere. We'll find one. Those images are great. But yeah.
Critical reaction to the film has been highly negative. The general criticisms for the film were weak script, below average acting, corny dialogue, deviations from source material, and over-reliance on camp. Although it was hailed for its production design.
So I'm going to send you this other cover.
Yeah.
And I can already tell you, looking at this cover, this has nothing to do with the movie. It's just like somebody's like, yeah. Here you go.
This is that meme on Twitter, like dudes will look at this and just go, hell yeah.
Well, take a look. You see it?
Oh, hell yeah, brother. What the fuck is this? Beowulf, the erotic thriller?
It looks like a fucking, what do you call it? One of those, like, romance novels, right? Like, the ones that... Yeah, with the big muscly man on the front of them,
Is this the UK cover? Or is this a meme? And there can only be one to control the dark side. you know exactly what you're doing.
Oh yeah, they know what they were doing with that. Holy shit!
Look, nobody's gonna buy this movie. However, Christopher Lambert on the cover and some Highlander references, we might get some people buying this.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
that's like all them Richard Harrison movies where Richard Harrison is allegedly starring alongside Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
No, there was a Jackie and a Chan, just not that Jackie Chan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan with 2 A's.
Yeah. No, that was Jackie Chun.
Oh my god. Sorry. Why did you tell me about this?
This would make him.
I get. Yeah.
This is a much better story than Mortal Kombat 1.
I mean, yeah. The sword, that design on that sword though still gets me. Like, what the?
Yeah. I don't even remember if it does anything. Like, because there's a gear on the fucking sword hilt. I don't remember if he like swings it and the gear flies out like a saw blade and does shit and comes back. Because that would be awesome. So I don't think it did that.
Oh yeah, no.
I think it was just purely aesthetic. I'm like,
oh yeah.
But why though?
Oh man. Christopher Lambert had a chance to be the greatest actor of all time.
Well, He was the greatest actor of all time, but then after Highlander, he kept making movies.
Damn. That's a good point, though.
He made Highlander 2, which was only saved by the Renegade cut that cut all of the fucking Zeiss-y alien shit out.
Which was actually a good thing, because that, wow.
Idea. Apparently that movie is like 100 times better if you see the idea that all of a sudden some new immortals show up and they're fucking shit up.
Yeah, and like I said, it's got nothing to do with they all came from another planet. Like, you know.
Highlander, remember your origins. Oh, right, we're aliens. Why do I keep calling you Highlander, then? I should also be the Highlander, since we're from the same fucking planet. Also, why aren't you, an Egyptian, played by a Scot, pretending to be Spanish, who spent the last 100 years in Japan?
And don't forget the fact that, like, in that movie, how he brought him back was like, he absorbed power to, he basically, because at that point, he was supposed to have given up his immortality because that's what, that was the, in the previous film, that's how the Gathering worked, right? He got the knowledge.
He got all the knowledge, and he was
but
basically everywhere. He was everywhere. He had the knowledge of everything. He had the locus of all knowledge. And he was using that to cure illnesses and make the world a better place, And
by the second movie, he had decided, let's wrap the world in a dome.
As I understand, the ozone layer died. It's completely gone. And there was solar activity that was threatening the Earth. It was going to cook us with a solar flare.
Yeah, so they basically put the dome up. They put the dome up so Earth could survive. But I think they put it in perpetual darkness, pretty much.
Yes. And I think there was also another thing where they couldn't ever take the dome down, but the ozone layer had already healed itself, I think, and they could take the dome down.
Yeah.
But there was always that if we take the dome down, everyone dies. Well, we don't know that, and because we can't see what's outside the dome, that movie is really fucking bad, and I don't remember a lot about it.
My knowledge is coming from the original cut, so trying to remember some things. But one thing I was going to point out. Okay, so he kills an immortal basically by accident, right?
Yeah.
And he becomes immortal again and becomes young again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, gets his youth back. And then he kills another immortal after he gets that, because apparently, after not fighting for hundreds of years, he just gets it right back. It's like, I can fight. Guys.
Still got it.
Yeah. And he immediately somehow shoots out the power that he had just gained to resurrect Ramirez. Right? And I'm like, if you could do that.
I think what happened is because he'd already, won the prize. And as it was established later, the quickening is when you absorb an immortal's power and you gain their strength, the strength of everybody they've killed. Because the tank is already full, he just shit all that power out, and Ramirez popped out.
Yeah.
I'm full. Oh God, I have to shit! And then all of a sudden Ramirez popped out like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know how close you are with your friend, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, wasn't that in the middle of a Shakespeare play?
Yeah, he was in the middle of fucking Hamlet.
He's just walking around. He's like, what's going on here? Hey, what are you talking about? Like what, he giving him historical accuracy? Is like, that's not what happened.
The scene I think they were doing in Hamlet wasn't even accurate. It was somebody that's aware of the Yorick scene in Hamlet. Yorick, I knew him. A fellow of such boundless jest. People don't know Shakespeare, but know about Shakespeare. Know there's a scene where a guy holds a skull and laments at it.
Yeah.
But
I remember
what was happening.
Because I remember, they did that, and, Ramirez just kept walking around, giving him shit, and he goes, he just finally goes, what's your game, shithead?
I think he actually came in while the dude's lamenting at the skull, like, I'm not sure about the relationship you had with your fellow there, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Also, I believe that was just a point where Sean Connery was just like, I'm just going to play Sean Connery and be a jackass in this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because he straight up, that's what he did. You know. What sucked about it is like you finally get him back because let's be honest, he was probably the best part of the first movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you get him back in this one, and then right before the end of the movie, he dies again. I'm like, why you stop that?
I would argue that he picked up the baton started by Obi-Wan Kenobi and really perfected the mysterious master that comes, teaches their pupil, and then dies so they can reach their full potential.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because anytime I talk to anybody about that trope, we always wind up mentioning Ramirez. Like I don't have like this character is going to fit this role. I don't have a name for him yet, so until I figure out a name, I'm calling him Ramirez.
Right. Okay.
I've done that in a story before. Like as soon as I come up with a better name, I just gotta before I hit publish, I have to Control F Ramirez replace. Yeah,
I like the part. I do like the part in Highlander 2 where they go to the security checkpoint and he says, identify yourself. And he goes, I am Juan Sanchez de Lobos Ramirez. I am, he goes through the whole thing, right? Yeah. And I am at your service. And he looks at a Connor, and Connor goes like, yeah, chill out, man. He's had a few too many.
It's okay. He's with me.
You imagine you're in a future time and this guy comes in with this long name, this Scotsman who claims he's Egyptian, who lived in Japan.
Yeah. People don't play with the ridiculously long name trope, anymore.
Mm-hmm. I think the last time it was really funnily effective, even though it was a fake name, was when Vash the Stampede did it in Trigun.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And the way he said it, too. Just very condescendingly,
Valentinez, Acalanellas, Gifox, Sisigobert, Scombigalia, Blue Stradivari, Trent, Pierre, Andre, Charlton, Hamas, Ivanovici, Baldius, George, Deutzel, Kaiser III. Yes, before you ask, yes, I looked it up.
And then Millie immediately ruined it.
Yeah. Don't hesitate to call. Ha! What are you talking about, Mr. Vash Stampede? So is your name Vash Stampede? Is your middle name T?
Vash T Stampede.
It's the biggest T you've ever seen.
Hey, got it.
Starts T-posing at him. Vash is like 6 feet tall. What are you doing? Reclaiming my birthright. I miss that.
You know what I mean? Internet. Hey, remember right before we recorded, I said, "Hey, I don't have any topics. I'll just wing it." It's turned out pretty well, right?
Yeah. I miss the T-pose memes that were around for a little bit. It's like, assert dominance. It's like 3 people T-posing and somebody's like balled up in a corner.
Yeah. Dude, the best one I saw and funniest was because you get you dabble you were able to dabble in some game design and stuff because that's what you went to school for and stuff. And of course, the T-pose is kind of like placeholder, right? Yeah. Like, like that's where the character's going to go. Yeah, some of the funniest T-poses. Yeah, 2 of the funniest T-poses I ever seen. One was of the crocodile in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You've seen that one, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It's just like just over the river, just in the middle of the river, is a crocodile T-posing like. I'm like, okay. And one of the better ones was it was when you remember NBA Live. That's EA's NBA games, right?
Yeah.
Before they lost the license to 2K. One of the last ones they tried to make was really bad because it was like for the new hardware at the time. I think it was like for like 360 PS3.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know how to develop for it. So they released this tells you how bad it was. They released a demo for it, right? It was so bad they canceled the game.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they did they were playing. It was a game, on the demo. It was like the Lakers, right? The Lakers versus probably the Celtics at the time, right?
Yeah.
And one of the players, I believe it might have been Kobe, right? All of a sudden, Kobe gets the ball and goes into a T-pose, but can still move around the court.
That's crazy.
So he was still running around. Like, he would go to the dunk, and it was just like in a T-pose, like, like he do a dunk, and it's just like still in the T-pose. So the rest of the game was just him in the T-pose, right?
So it didn't change to his dunk animation from the T-pose, like midair? Because that would have been great.
All animation stopped when the glitch happened, and he just stayed in T-pose the whole time. He can still play the game. You can still play the game with him. You can still shoot shots and everything, but he was just in T-pose.
That's funny because theoretically, the way the coding should work, the game should have
break again.
If the dunk is going to be successful before right after you've pressed the button to initiate your dunk. So if it's going to make it or not, it should already be playing the corresponding animation.
Yeah. So there was a code break in there somewhere that just screwed everything.
I guess they set everything to real time render instead of if X equals Y, play animation.
Yeah, it's more likely that they. I think it was one of those things. They were trying to overthink it. I think because at the time they were still competing with 2K. And so 2K had 2K had the better basketball games at the time. So they were trying to, outdo them, and in trying to outdo them, they outthought themselves. And yeah, and that's what happened. And like I said, it was so bad they canceled the whole game. So yeah.
That's especially because in a lot of games, at least the way I remember the basketball games doing, the game would actually slow down a little bit once you go to dunk.
Right.
Show off that camera a little bit, make it seem a little bit more epic.
Yeah.
So yeah, but by the time you hit the button, it should have already determined if your dunk is successful or not. So if dunk equals true, play dunk animation.
Yeah.
Based on positioning, it's dunk 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's got a signature dunk, in which case play dunk 1A.
Yeah, here's another example. But in this example, the animation broke, and the character just got stuck at the middle of the what do you call it? In the middle of the court. I'm sending you that so you can put it up on the thing. So yeah, that was the rest of the game for that guy. He was asserting his dominance.
Want you all know, this is my court.
Yeah.
I've asserted this is my home turf. You can't win.
Let me be clear. Yeah, you can't win. Oh God! Like I said, I love when people get mad about it. I love brain breaking shit. It's funny, and it's funny to try to replicate it. It's like, how can I do this too?
That's my brother was big into that growing up. He loved watching glitch videos and trying to replicate them. Some of those were like a passing fancy for me. Like Mario 64, I did the Dark Room of Death.
Yeah.
I didn't chase other glitches like the Zelda Ocarina of Time glitches where warp to the end of the game.
Yeah.
I never bothered with any of that because it just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
But I definitely see the appeal.
Oh yeah.
I remember me and a buddy were playing co-op on Dead Space 3 one time. We're going in there killing fucking necromorphs, and this is the period of the game where they've kind of retconned how the necromorphs work. So now they're kind of like just space zombies in general.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of really thin ones, like just thin, meaty corpses without any claws, or they're just zombies or whatever, which was like weak and stupid. Yeah. So we cleared the entire room, and we have toys at this point. You know, I've got an assault rifle that I've put a bunch of parts on. It's got a grenade launcher on it. We're playing with, and we've got our toy weapons, which is just our experimental for fun. Like I've got electric remote control exploding saw blades.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he had something that did acid damage, because that was the thing you could do in Dead Space 3. One of the zombies is sitting there fucking T-posing with his head back, looking up.
Yeah.
And this is like our second or third playthrough through the game. Like, what the fuck is happening here? I think he's offering his prayers to the meat moon. Like, praise to thee, O meat moon. Spoiler alert, that's the final boss of Dead Space 3 is the meat moon. It's a big moon made out of meat. You ever wonder why there wasn't a Dead Space 4?
Why is that?
Well, because the crux of Dead Space is that, you know, we have to stop the marker from activating. What happens when the marker activates? All the dead bodies everywhere come together, and then they fly up into the air, and they merge together and make a big moon made out of meat and planet chunk. And then that moon scours the planet for more bodies and grows bigger. And then goes to sleep, and then waits for somebody else to do it again. And then the other moons come and hang out with it. The end. So, you have to stop the meat moon from waking up. And it turns out that, you stopped that one, but the other moons still want to hang out with people, so they showed up and attacked Earth. So, you know, after defeating the fucking the cult of the Kali Ma and killing Molaram on the spaceship trying to get back to Earth, you find out that Earth is being scoured by fucking, you know, meat moons just scraping the planet clean with, like, giant space tentacles. Like, man, this fucking sucks. Like, not just that situation, but the fact this ending fucking blows. The franchise is literally over. Like, you can't recover from this.
Yeah, there's no coming back. Right?
They had some good ideas about, okay, Dead Space 4 is there's like a fleet, like a flotilla of dead ships, and there's like survivors kind of like going from ship to ship scavenging, trying to keep their ship going. Like, okay, that's interesting, but that's not really a long-term story. That would be more like a minigame or an expansion, or like a motion comic with some mini games in it, which Dead Space has done before.
Yeah.
Like a motion comic that, you know, had like mini games for you to do in between chapters to advance the story.
Right.
It just they started off really strong with a lot of potential and a lot of good shit. And by the end of the game, it's like, man, this fucking sucks. They even had Simon Templeman as their villain. They had fucking Kane.
Yeah.
Kane comes in, and Kane is your bad guy.
Gotta love it.
I remember that there was a time when I considered trying to acquire like a publishing license for Dead Space so I could write a novel in it, because there's been no more novels in it since Dead Space 2. There's been no comics since like Dead Space 1. I'm like, so here's how I'm going to save the franchise, and it was going to be the first 30 or 40 minutes of Dead Space 1 is still canon. Isaac, escaping the moon and meeting his buddy John Carver. That happened.
Yeah.
But everything after that I was going to change. Like, there was a problem and all of that was a dream. Or what could have been. I'm just going to take it in a completely different direction because everything else was garbage.
Right.
But obviously, that was a pipe dream, and EA didn't seem like they were going to do anything with the franchise, so I figured, I had plenty of time to sit there and it's like, here's my plan. Can I please have the license to do this? And then all of a sudden, so we're remaking Dead Space 1. Okay. How was the remake of Dead Space 1? Well, it made money. All right. Well, how was it? It was okay. Pretty good in some places. Just okay in others.
Mm-hmm. I got to show you one of my favorite glitches of all time.
Yeah.
This happened while I was watching not a live stream, but watching the video of the people who were making these videos. This is from WWE 13, right? And there was a moment in the match where there was interference, and they cut to the interference, the guy coming to the ring.
Yeah.
And this happened.
What happened to his arms and legs? He's just got a glove below the elbow.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's carrying it. The worst part is he's carrying a chair.
And his legs, they're boots that are attached to the hip.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Oh, that's funny.
The best part was when it happened, because it happened, like I said, they were playing it live, right? And when it happened, they just started busting out laughing.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh God, let's see if I can. Hold on a second. We turn up. I'm going to do something here. Just see if it'll come through of their laughter when it happened. You ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Listen. I don't know if you can hear all of it, but there was a quick holy shit.
Nope, didn't come through at all, but that's okay.
Okay, but the funny thing was they were laughing so hard that because they were playing against the computer, right?
Yeah.
And they were laughing so hard, they Dolph Ziggler, that was the character that with his short arms, he comes to the ring, he hits their dude with a chair, and then they lose the match because they. They couldn't stop laughing. Oh, man. One day, me and you are going to sit down and watch some of these old glitch videos so you can see some of the crazy shit that happens in these games. Yeah, so. Anyway. So. Told you we could wing it. I'd say probably our break time is about over because they stopped interrupting us. So next week we'll be back on. I guess you could say back on track with the full team.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll be somewhere in space and hopefully in the right timeline again.
Yeah. Before we leave, though, I want to go to the gift shop. I want to see the Covenant War Memorial.
Oh yeah, that'd be You can buy little replicas of that too, can't you?
Yeah, I'm told you could still find shell casings from the Battle of Earth, and there's a really great tour. I want to go there. I want to visit the restaurant at Buck's Landing.
Yeah. That's nice. Buck's Landing. That's just a place, There's a place called the Rookies Respite.
Get yourself a rookie burger.
Yeah, Rookie Burger.
Buck's got a barbecue joint. It's called Buck's Landing.
That's great.
What's this item that's crossed off here? The lock meal. Yeah, we don't talk about that. But it's still on the menu. Yeah, but it's X'd out. We don't talk about it.
So yeah, I'm gonna go flip this switch to work, and we'll be on our way.
Think you'll be mad if we take some shakes on our way out?
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna stop us.
Look, we just had to make sure it worked, okay?
Yeah, we were just testing it. See you later.
All right. I want a strawberry.
You want
shake.
chocolate or you want strawberry? Okay, we'll get strawberry.
Hell yeah.
As a treat. Alrighty then. Well, like I said, had a great episode. A great break, I guess you could say. And like I said, we will see you on the next one, which will be doing something in space, I'm sure.
Yep, we'll see you all
I'm sure. Yep, I'm sure Red Brown will be involved some way. Y'all have a great.
Later.